All right, we're back live. I got to give it a few minutes. Try to get everybody back to the stream.
Yeah.
So where did we leave off here?
I think talking about Jews were brought into it, I think. The
Yes.
Salvo news team, I think.
Okay, so we're on the Salvo news team. Well, let's give it a minute. Let's give everybody an opportunity to come back.
Yeah.
Because everybody thinks that everybody thinks that I scared you off.
No, I
Everybody thinks that I completely destroyed the interview immediately. So,
no.
you know,
We are here.
we are here. We're live. It's okay. It is the Scuffed Express, so this is pretty typical for me to fuck something up in such a royal way. I should have played more music, but I really didn't think you were coming back. So I panicked when I saw that you went offline. You just dipped out of the call and you went offline. I was like, oh fuck, he's gone.
No.
He's not coming back. Okay, good. All right, so I was telling the audience when you were gone that we are preparing an entire album for Fagmenko of all parody songs of his degeneracy, of his love of pegging, prolapse porn,
Yeah.
Shotokan, things like that.
Yeah, real nasty shit.
Yeah, real nasty shit. So we're gonna do a parody album.
Are you? All
Yes.
on flamenco?
All on flamenco. Yes, I've been writing furiously. I wrote a song called "Pure Degeneration." I could share it with you in the call here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
With a cat called Acilieri, an old school YouTube legend, and
Really?
I've been sitting down and we've been writing songs together, and we wrote this together. It's to Pure Imagination, you know, the Willy Wonka song.
Yeah.
And we'll play this while everybody comes back. Can you hear it? Can you see it?
I see it. Yeah, play it.
Okay. I think the audience can hear it, so.
I hear it.
Shit and pee is what you'll see in a world of pure degeneration. Take a look and you'll see into Flam's imagination. Flick the wrist, shove that fist, and his hole can use some lubrication. What you see will defy explanation. If you want to peg a pedophile, simply clench your hand and do it. Jump right in, he wants you to it. Wanna break his soul? There's nothing to it. There's a homo I know, and his name is Joshua Clayton Connor. Yet his prolapse is free, 'cause he wishes it to be.
Very good. Very funny. Very well done, too.
Thank you. Well, this is Asa singing. He's a legend.
Flam is such a flaming pedophile. Simply look around his Discord. Have a look at his CP horde. Wants to stab some kids with his micro sword. There's a homo I know who is into child molestation. Shotacon, mommy dom, really turns flamenco on.
Very good. Very good. Is that you singing?
No, that's a cat called Asa Leary.
Oh my
But
god.
me and him wrote it together. We were both singing verse for verse, and we wrote it together. So
Beautiful. Beautiful. Amazing stuff.
so
He is a pedophile. He is.
I think so.
Yeah.
This is the new stream link. So we got 25 people back. That's sad. All right, let's go into it. Salvo News Team. So you collected this group of people. Some of them became unhinged, as is I would say the pattern with these groups. You see it over and over again. Some of them become drunk with power. They say, Salvo, dox people for me. Salvo, do this for me. Salvo, do that for me.
No, there was no doxing. There was no like asking for like shit like that. Honestly, it more so or less was kind of just where we talked shit about like other people in the commentary space. Honestly.
So, okay. So, all right. So is it true that you began relations with some of the Salvo News Team?
No, I think this one person on the Salvo News team, her name was Clara. She started to like sext me.
Okay.
So I engaged in consensual sexting with Clara, who was the only person on the Salvo News team.
And what so is this the one that drank her own piss?
She did a lot of peeing. She didn't drink her own piss. That was another girl.
Okay, so
And the girl who drank her own piss, she's messaged me very remorseful because Clara and others kind of manipulated her and used her story when, you know, she felt like we were doing nothing that was wrong, and she regrets even talking to them about it because they kind of twisted what she was saying, and she didn't want her name out there, and she believed that she was doing nothing wrong.
So now, are you into piss?
No. I've never done any sort of piss play, any urination in my personal IRL life. Just with Clara and this other girl over sexting.
So how does that happen? Explain to me how this happens. Explain to me how we...
Clara mentioned that she peed on her ex-boyfriend, and then, you know, I kind of was asking questions about that, and then she started to just send me urination videos. And the other girl's name had piss in it, so she made it very clear that she was into piss and was willing to do that.
Okay, let's go into this in detail, because I'm really curious about this. So she says, I'm into piss play, and then what, sends you a video of her on the toilet pissing? What does she do?
Yeah. Yes. Clara, who Parking Tigers is in chat, is actually his girlfriend now.
Okay. So Parking Tigers is getting pissed on now. I'm guessing he enjoys that?
Possibly he's getting piss videos, but Parking Tigers was on the Salvo News team. And after Clara came out against me, they started to date. So who knows what they're into? But that's his girlfriend who was peeing for me like weeks ago. But she stated that she peed on her ex-boyfriends and wanted to show herself peeing, and I let her.
Okay. So she says, Salvo, I'm really into you. Here's a video of me pissing into a toilet.
I mean, she sent all kinds of videos and images. That's just one of the kind that she liked to send.
I'm just trying to understand how we go from, hey, baby, you know, like,
She's
these are
kinky.
my
Hey,
tits.
man, she's kinky. I'm kinky, right? It was all consensual. Clara, who's Parking Tiger's girlfriend now, was pissing for me, and she loved it.
Well, I don't doubt that she loved it. I mean, any bitch that'll get on her hands and knees and drink her own piss
Yeah.
and take a video of it, I don't doubt that
Yeah.
she loved it. She might say that she didn't like it, but I'm sure that she loved it.
Of course she loved it. She loved doing it for me, too. I feel bad for Parking Tigers now.
I'm sure that she loved it. I just don't know how you get from, oh, like, here's my tits, you know, like, oh, my pussy's wet for you. Here's a picture of my tits. Here's a picture of, you know, my vagina. Here's a video of me pissing into a toilet. Do you want to see me piss on myself? You know, it's just
like, I'm a lover, and whatever the girl kind of, you know, is into to help her get off, I'm willing to do that for sure for them.
so. What? So you're into whatever the girl is into. So you're saying, you know,
Yes, I
if the
am.
girl likes
I
to
am.
piss on herself, you're just down for it.
I'm a lover. I'm a lover. Yeah, absolutely.
Because, you know, if a girl started drinking her own piss, I'd just be like, you know what, sweetheart, you know, I don't know if I'm too interested in being with a girl who likes to drink her own piss.
I get it. And like Parking Tigers in the chat goes, she has a great strong flow. So it's like, hey, we're both into it. I'm not coming out and like shaming these women. You know, Clara and others like to piss. And, you know, I'm a lover, and if they want to piss for me online, I'll happy to watch if it's going to please them.
So this Clara, so she also immediately said, listen, Salvo, I like to piss on myself. Do you want
Yes.
to see a video of me pissing on myself?
Yes.
How yellow was the urine?
She was pretty hydrated. She was a good hydrator.
So she had much cleaner urine than the other one. One was very golden.
Yeah, the other one was like golden, a little bit of red, maybe a little bit of orange. Clara's was very clear.
So the other one might have had an STD, is what you're saying.
Maybe. I don't know. She never stated it to me. Possibly.
It might have been unfortunate. You know, that's tough. How many other guys do you think, you know, because...
Oh, I mean...
How many other guys do you think got these urination videos?
Oh my God, good question. So like as she's like confessing her love for me and being so obsessed with me, sending me pee videos, sending me anything. I mean, like anything under the sun. She's doing it with Parking Tigers. You know,
Yeah.
she kind of was just very open about, hey, sexting and flirting with whoever was game.
So you're saying, so basically these women that you were talking to, you knew basically, you know, they're sending this to everybody. So you thought it was just kind of
A lot of
free
them. Like Shadow Humor is another person that was like openly beating his own meat with these women, but yet he's part of the cabal to take me down. CJ Brown showed his wiener to Bexrock, you know, months ago, and they had their sort of thing. So, you know, it's kind of funny to see them all have something to say, but, you know, they
Do you
were
think
participating
do you think
in it
it's a
one way or
jealousy
another.
thing? Like they're all trying to
Yeah, of
claim
course.
these women?
I don't know. You know, I think for Parking Tigers, it's a big jealousy thing. Yeah.
I mean, how do you date somebody who's pissing for men? Whoever will see.
I know. It's so weird. It's like Parking Tigers and Clara came out as like a couple after all this, and it's like, geez, dude, I didn't. There's a reason why she's mad at me because I didn't want to be exclusive with her. I didn't. Like, you're letting your girlfriend piss for me 2 weeks ago, and now you're coming out as exclusive. It's kind of gross.
Well, maybe. Well, you know, this cuckoldry thing is always a private affair. Once somebody's exposed as a cuckold, they usually don't like it very much.
Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be real mad about it.
So these women are going around and sending piss videos to a large group of men, basically everybody on Discord, which is very interesting.
Clara was, yeah.
I can't imagine. I just can't imagine that attracts many suitors, but apparently it does. Apparently it works for people.
Yeah, cheap trick.
I mean, you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. That's my advice. to any of these men who.
I know. And Ryan, if you're listening, dude, it's like don't turn a hoe into a housewife. I don't know why you would want to come out as exclusive. It's just weird. He's fucked in the head, I think.
Well, does she also? Was there requests for her to urinate? For you to urinate on her too? Was this all kinds of piss play? This is just full degenerate water sports.
Yeah, well, I never sent any piss videos. So, she was just into showing me that she was pissing for me. In IRL, if a lover wants to, kind of explore with some urination and she states that that's like something that she's into, I'd be happy to oblige. I'm like I keep saying, I'm a good lover.
I see. So there's, I don't want to go too much into your wife. I kind of feel bad that you have a wife. I imagine that,
we were getting separated for over a year now. So
your implication seems to be that infidelity was kind of part and parcel to the relationship.
Well, we've been together for 10 years, and we've been talking about getting a divorce for well over a year. So this has all been kind of part of it.
I take it your wife isn't too much into the water sports, is it? Is she?
She's an angel, of course not.
I mean, I've seen pictures of your wife. She's a
supermodel.
Yeah, she's smoking hot. I really don't get, there's some real cows that you've been accused of fucking, and I really don't get it when your wife is that smoking hot at home.
My wife and I, like I keep reiterating to everybody, we have been having issues for like over a year. So it's like, this wasn't the fucking thing that did it. We were separated. She lived with her sister for a while in Florida. She kind of has her own life going on. We've been together for 10 years. She's gorgeous, a straight up dime, an angel. Obviously I didn't. She's just like embarrassed that this is all out. About us, but say what you want.
So what you're saying is basically you're out of control. You admit you're out of control, and you don't really want to be in control. Is that what you're saying?
I don't think I acted in any.
Well, clearly you're out of control. I'm not going to let you get away with that one. I mean, clearly you're out of control. I mean, when bitches are sending you videos of them pissing on themselves and you're into it, I mean, that's out of control, bro. When you gotta, I mean, if your wife was a cow at home, maybe I'd get it, but not when your wife is like smoking hot like that at home.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, right? If you want to call it out of control, I'm perfectly fine being out of control, I guess.
Yeah. Now, it's come out now with Edwin that there was a threesome in a car, and this has been kind of drip fed out. First, it was just that Edwin had seen your penis in a car, then it was this, then it was that. Then it turns out it was Edwin's girlfriend. He at first said that he didn't know anything about anything. Now, all of a sudden, it's turned into a threesome in a car with Edwin. Do you have any comments on this threesome in the car with Edwin?
We didn't have a threesome in the car. We had a threesome on Keemstar's bed.
You had a threesome on Keemstar's bed. Do you think that's why he's so angry?
He's probably angry because he got sloppy thirds.
Oh, so this was a foursome with Keem.
No, Keemstar and Brantley had sex with her when they took her on vacation 10 days later.
I'm a little speechless here. So let me get this straight. So Edwin's girlfriend gets shared around, and you and Edwin had a threesome.
They weren't dating. It was their first time meeting. She hit him up on Instagram, and they started talking, and she lives in Pittsburgh. I live in Cleveland, so it's kind of on the way to Buffalo when we were going up there to record the Keemstar show.
So she was a pit stop, basically, is what you're saying.
Yeah, she was a pit stop, exactly. And Edwin didn't want to talk about it because the girl told her not to talk about it, so he was respecting her, but Keemstar was the one that told everything.
So Keemstar... So you're saying the reason for the lawsuit is because Keemstar found out after that you and Edwin had a threesome with this chick, and he thought, I guess, what? That he was the only one?
I don't know what he thought. I don't know his reasoning for the lawsuit. He's claiming because I said Brantley's first name, even though
So this is another case of cuckoldry, is what you're saying.
yeah, he got cucked. He was the last to hit it, and maybe
He
he's a
was the
little ashamed
last.
about it.
He was the last man down. That's
Yeah.
pretty tough for Keem.
Yeah,
That's
embarrassing, I
pretty
guess.
amazing. So you fucked her. So Keem, I'm guessing, didn't know that it was in Keemstar's bed that you fucked this bitch.
We spent the night. So if it's not happening on the bed, it's gonna happen on Keemstar's counter. It's gonna happen on Keemstar's couch. It's gonna happen somewhere.
So Keem.
Um,
So this is interesting. So Keem opened his bed to you and Edwin.
yeah,
To fuck this
yeah.
bitch. So he obviously knew then you were gonna fuck this bitch in his bedroom.
I don't know what he thought. I don't know what he thought.
He had to know. There's no
Probably.
way. Like, I'm not inviting people into my. First of all, I don't let. I don't know. I'm not gonna let people stay in my bedroom. And then I mean, you're gonna hear sounds. You're gonna hear things. I mean, are you saying Keem wasn't at the house?
No, Keem was there. He was in his bedroom with his girlfriend.
Oh, he definitely knew. So they were getting off in the next room then to you fucking this girl, and they were probably.
I can't speak to what they were getting off on, but I don't know. I don't even know if he knew. But you know, that's just the story. I'm just telling the truth.
There's
here.
a whole sexual
Everything-
level here that I mean we're delving into that is fascinating to me.
It's quite interesting. I mean, my shit's been spilled for 10 days straight, uninterrupted. I let it happen uninterrupted. And now I don't really feel like I need to kind of protect anybody because everybody kind of shat on me. So
Do you know if Keem sniffed the sheets after you were done, or was Brantley in there?
I
Did
doubt
she-
it. I mean,
she
they don't
rubber
clean it.
cooch on
They don't
the,
clean anything in that house. So those sheets are probably still not cleaned.
I believe that. You know, Keem only stays with college girls. I don't believe that Keem is gay, even though he has that gay affect. I believe that.
Does. I believe he is gay. I believe he's a homosexual
You
man.
believe Keem is gay. See, I believe that Keem has that gay affect because he only hangs around with college girls. You see this with a lot of guys that, like, they're in their, like, late 30s, early 40s, but they've never evolved past that point of, like, being right out of high school. And they start to pick up, they surround themselves with, like, these college girls, and then they almost become the college girl. It's a
Of
very
course,
strange...
he's definitely he acts like a little college girl too. So it's
Well, yes.
I definitely understand that.
very, very interesting. So is there anybody else having sex in Keem's house?
No, because he has no friends or family that ever visits him.
Like, did
It's
Zylie and
just
Chris the Narc also fuck in Keem's bed? That was an
no, but
allegation.
Zylie and Chris Denark fucked in Chris's attic apartment. Chris Denark ate her pussy. I heard.
Yes.
Yes.
Zylie
Yeah,
very
yeah.
offended by the allegation that married woman in the trailer parks got eaten out by a 20-year-old man.
Hey, she should be bragging about it. Chris, it's so funny because Chris was bragging about how he was eating her pussy for hours. And I go, dude, you were eating Zylie's pussy? And he goes, yes, I was eating Zylie's pussy. I'm like, dude, I'm like, why are you bragging about it? He's like, what do you mean? I was eating pussy, dude. Isn't that great? I'm like, yeah, but it's Zylie's.
Yeah, well, everybody knows Zylie's a star. She's a star waiting to happen. I
Yeah,
think
she's gonna-
Zylie's a star.
Yeah, she is a star. She's one of the good people. She's the best. She's the greatest.
What are your feelings on Zylie? I enjoy Zylie. My co-host Squire, I did a segment on Zylie, and my co-host Squire literally slept through the entire thing. I had to wake him up constantly, but I was quite entertained by her having a meltdown, screaming about you, and saying that you made up her infidelity.
Yeah, she was real mad about it, wasn't she? It's so funny to watch that old bitch scream.
I think it's fantastic. I think she should do it more. That really
She should
be
do
her
it more,
content.
but she should do it more, but she made such a big deal about never talking about me again. But of course, she's got to talk about me again because she needs to keep the lights on.
Yeah. Well, it's always a big mistake to cut content because you have a personal beef with somebody. You should always embrace the content. I really think
I
that she
agree.
should do like some co-hosting with Ralph. I think her and Ralph would make an interesting duo. They were great on Fireball.
They should do something together. But again, like she acts like she can't even speak about Ralph because Ralph is Ralph, and it's like, bitch, you're in the content game. You either sink or swim.
Well, her and Ralph have a very similar appeal, I would say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they're identical, aren't they? Right?
Well, I don't know about identical, but they have a similar appeal of hollering, and the southern accent and hollering and being out of control,
Screaming, yeah,
smoking into the camera.
I did. Ralph's mad at me right now, so it's like I don't want to talk about him too much. I think
Well, let's talk really quick about Ralph, because Ralph is on my agenda. It was one of the first things on my agenda. So Ralphomania. You said you were going to go to Ralphomania. What happened?
Yeah, and I made a joke on one of these streams that I couldn't go because I have to look out for optics, and he heard and he got real mad and he blocked me.
Well, who gives a fuck about optics? Now,
well, no. Well, it was a joke because I said that that's the optics that I have to worry out right now in the middle of this fucking sexting bullshit. It clearly was a joke. It was the tone was in a joking manner. Clearly it was a joking manner. But I just dropped out a Ralphomania because there's just like too much going on over here that like I need to take care of before that. Unfortunately, because I wanted to go.
I think you would be great at Ralphomania. I mean, Ralph will get over it. I wouldn't worry too much about Ralph. Ralph will
I'm
get
not worried
over
about
it.
He'll hear my takes and he'll be good.
The best way to get in Ralph's good graces is to go after one of his enemies.
I've been going after Ralph, and I have a lot of the same enemies in this space. I think that's why we just naturally kind of get along because we both want the same thing for our enemies.
So you're saying that you're not going to Ralphomania just because it's just a scheduling conflict?
Yeah, I mean, life got too busy, unfortunately, at the beginning of this month. So that's the only reason why I'm not going.
I'm getting all of these random DMs coming in here. Somebody wants to know about this Abby Blackbird, which I didn't even think was a real person.
Yeah, I'm again. It's also funny to make. I made a joke that I had sex with Abby Blackbird, who's this undesirable woman.
Yes.
And people wanted to believe it. But I never.
She's
had
pretty.
Any sexual
She's kind of a chunky girl.
Yeah. I never had any sexual thing with Abby Blackbird, obviously.
See, now, like, I picture you as the kind of guy that's out of control enough where if you get a whiff of pussy, it doesn't matter if she's fat or not. You'll just fuck her.
So if they're fat or ugly, they need to be freaky. So it depends, honestly, right? Like fat chicks and ugly chicks aren't off the table for Salvo pancakes, but it depends how freaky they're willing to get.
So, elaborate. What's the level of freak that we got it for all the ladies in the audience? How freaky do we gotta get?
Well, if they're fat, yeah. So, like, if they're fat and ugly, right? Because two different things, they almost have to have, like, no boundaries.
Okay. So, what are no boundaries? Like
no
what
boundaries.
Are we talking about?
No boundaries. No boundaries. No boundaries.
We talking, we talking, we're talking anal here. What are we talking here? Are we talking about?
I'm saying. Listen. I'm saying no boundaries. So it's like if I want to do
fisting,
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like if I want to do anything and they're fat and ugly, it's like they better be like that. Obviously there's a scale to
Abby,
fat and
you're getting free advice here on how to get with Salvo.
But here's the thing. I'm not. She unfortunately was too angry at me about all this. So now
she's angry because she didn't get fucked. So now we're giving her free advice.
Probably.
I don't know everybody who was on the Salvo news team. Unfortunately, I don't believe she wasn't part of the Salvo news team, right? She's just
She was a part of it just because she asked like so much,
So going back, we'll waylay back into the Salvo news team. How many people were on the Salvo news team?
I 10 or 12 or something like that.
Big
10 to
first. That
15
was
maybe?
first big mistake. Way too many
Oh,
people.
well, I mean, I made lots of mistakes.
That's first
I mean,
mistake. First
yeah,
mistake.
I mean,
Way too many people to keep your eye on.
yeah.
So now, what was the motivation? Because I felt like that was motivated by pure laziness. You wanted
Well,
people to give
no,
you
no,
content.
because it's not like the Salvo news team was like working to like bring me stories. We kind of were just there to shit talk people privately, and then kind of just
Yeah, but
like,
isn't that even worse though? Because now you're sharing all of this information with vipers who you know are going to backstab you, right?
no. But here's the thing, dude. I didn't share any personal information with them. I never shared that I was sexting any of them. Like that group was there to kind of just troll together. We never really shared any personal information, so it's not like I confided in them and then they backstabbed me. It didn't happen like that. Because I never really trusted them, because like for obvious reasons. But a couple people on the Salvo News team, they kind of curated and manipulated to kind of get these girls to tell their stories, which a lot of them do regret, honestly.
Like what? Can you elaborate on that, or you don't want to elaborate?
On what part?
Like what? So, are we talking about a lot of people shared a lot of personal information that got used against them eventually? Is that what you're saying?
Well, a lot of the girls came out to me now a lot and said, "I regret doing that. You were nothing but respectful to me. I never cared. I knew what we had together was kind of just like fun, consensual stuff. I regret how the story got twisted into you, kind of people thinking that you were manipulative and deceitful when I knew what it was." Many girls came out that initially came out to share their screenshots. Ryan and CJ and Clara and Shadow Humor and Luke and others, they, they kind of twisted the story in the narrative from these girls while also using those girls' names and kind of dragging them intentionally or unintentionally through the mud to frame it as something that it wasn't. So, that's kind of why I've been saying, and I said days ago, like, listen, guys, yeah, I consensually sexted with other adults, but there was never deceit, there was never manipulation, there was never even like anything other but respect from the get-go, So the way it's being framed, I understand and I get it. And hey, man, I made that bad. I got to sleep in it. I'm not coming out here and defending it in a way, defending my actions. I'm kind of giving explanations because I stayed quiet for so long. I knew what I was getting into. I knew that eventually these girls would squeal one way or the other, and I would be made fun of. But at the end of the day, we're online doing this all, and getting made fun of when you do something so silly like this. That's just the name of the game,
Right.
I've been a part of the game, and I am the game, so I understand why people are doing it because I also would do it.
I think that's fair. So then who's driving this conspiracy then?
Well, I don't know
Is it
if
Keem?
anyone.
Is it
Well,
is it
well,
Oreo? Is it Augie?
no,
Is it all
no.
of them?
No, so I
it
think
jilted?
Keem is driving. No, so I think Keem is driving a lot of the conspiracy and kind of the smear against me. Because almost every lie that I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are people saying that? And like, I trace it back to where it came from. Almost all the time came from Keemstar. About this, Nick and Augie. I mean, they're kind of just covering it. They're not like really, doing anything nefarious. Keemstar is. And then it's also funny that like a lot of people at the beginning that were pushing this had to take a step back because they, I think, just naturally started to like look bad and started to cannibalize each other.
Well, I mean, I would say, of course, Keem is driving this. I mean, Keem has to create content, or else what does he have to cover?
Like if I'm not on the show or he's not talking about me, he can't pull anything. So.
So you say, okay, so Keem is driving this story obviously for content and views. Keem has had a major fall off, I'd say, in the last few years. Has gotten to platform multiple times. Knows how to work, I suppose, the drama angle. How did you get involved with Keemstar?
Well, Keemstar was looking for something because he's a dead content creator and he was looking to get his name back in. And he started a podcast and he realized, wow, Salvo Pancakes is the best of the best. So he hired me to be co-host. That's about it.
So how do you go on? How do you become? How do you get on Keemstar's radar? Like, what's the first interaction with Keem?
I think that he saw me making fun of his boys all year and then kind of got interest. And he saw that I was making fun of him and Brantley all year too. So, before I even spoke to Keem personally, I was making videos on him and Brantley all year, really roasting them, really being really mean. So when he was doing the podcast, he kind of was like looking around and saw that I was owning his boys, Augie and Diorio, all year. And I mean, he said it a million times. No one's better than Salvo Pancakes. So that's why he hired me.
So you think it's more like a situation of keeping your friends close and your enemies closer kind of deal. He thought if he
I don't know
kept
what
you
it was.
under his wing-
I think that he realized that he could use me to gain relevancy and to get money, I'm sure.
Well, then, so why so quickly did things fall apart? There's a lot of allegations.
Because it always falls apart with Keemstar because he has mental shit. So it's like he always thinks like people are gonna abandon him and turn on him. And he got paranoid of me because he thought that I was gonna do that when anybody who paid attention, I think, could see that I was pretty loyal to Keemstar, and I've been pretty loyal to him by not like shitting on him and not like airing anything out literally until like yesterday, where it's like, dude, you're literally having girls on your fucking show like say without saying, and while you try to pressure them into saying that like I was pressuring them to consent, like it's very, in my opinion, very evil of Keemstar to do that to someone that he claimed was a friend, me. And then like even this girl who's being like, no, I wasn't pressured into anything. So, I think that's just what happens when you work with Keemstar. He turns eventually.
Right. Now, there was immediately some controversy that you hadn't paid some people. I remember this. Some people weren't paid for bumpers, for promos. There's the whole Chris the Narc arc, where supposedly you got Chris hired, and then Chris immediately threw you under the bus. I'm just trying to understand how everything quickly falls apart like this. We had a quick conversation before we started about my experience in this kind of thing, but go ahead.
Happy to talk. Yeah. So immediately, Keemstar tried to smear my name that I'm not paying editors on the Keemstar show. I was an independent contractor on the Keemstar show. I had a contract that was incredibly against me. He even admits it. I mean, incredibly. I was paying $500 a week to drive up there. He asks me to
You're only getting $500 a week in total, or just for travel expenses?
I was paying out of my pocket for gas to drive up there.
Well, I believe that. How much were you getting paid a week, out of curiosity? Can you disclose that?
I was losing a lot of money. My salary was $50,000 for 12 months. I only worked there for three months or something like that. So I lost a ton of money. Which is fine. But he asked me to find someone to edit the show's trailer. And I go, okay, I can ask around.
That's about $960 a week.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I find someone to edit the trailer. I tell Keemstar he wants like $60 for it. Keemstar laughs and goes like, "You want $60 for this like shit work or whatever?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Okay, send me the PayPal information." I send him the PayPal information, and that's literally all that I fucking think about it, because I just assume that Keemstar is going to pay this guy $60. Well, that editor ends up making a video with 40 views, and Keemstar sees it because he searches his name all day.
Yes.
And he starts to smear me that I didn't pay this guy $60. And I go, what the fuck, dude? It's like, one, you're just flat out lying. Two, at the principal level of it, it's like, I'm an employee, an independent contractor for your show, your Keemstar. Why the fuck would I pay this dude? I wasn't getting any.
So you're saying, though, this is bizarre to me. So you're saying that Keem doesn't have like an in-house team that can do edits and promos and stuff?
No, he doesn't.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
I know he promised me
Even
that
like,
he'd have
you
this
know,
whole team working on the podcast, and it was just him and I.
Even like Andy Worski has an in-house team. Everybody has an in-house team. Ralph has an in-house. Everybody has an in-house team that can put together a
Keemstar
promo in
doesn't.
like 5 seconds. So you're saying
Keemstar
Keemstar has no in-house team. You have to contact random people on Twitter.
You have to outsource it. Yes.
So how do you go about doing this? And you go to Fiverr?
No, I just post a tweet. Hey, any editors that want to edit this? And some guy responded.
Well, that was your first mistake.
Well, dude, I'm not. I needed. Keemstar was yelling at me to find someone. Right. What the fuck am I supposed to do?
Okay.
You know?
That's kind of wild to me that Keem has no contacts that could do a promo. A guy who has a million subscribers.
So then that guy makes a video. Keemstar wants to smear my name, act like I'm a fucking scammer. I just run with it, say I'm a scammer because it's better for content. When in reality, it's like, I don't know who the fuck on earth is an employee of a company, an independent contractor that technically is getting asked by the boss because he always wanted to make it very clear that he was the owner of the show. I just work for him. That I have to be responsible for paying this fucking editor who did this for Keemstar's show, and then after even giving the guy's information to Keemstar, it's literally bizarre. It's bizarre.
So what happened with Fireball then? You had 3 episodes of Fireball. Everybody said they didn't get paid. Everybody very angry.
Yep. And it's such an easy explanation for everybody to kind of grasp. So Fireball 1 and 2 happened in the month that I got demonetized. So when Fireball 1 and 2 happened, all of that money was sent to YouTube, and I can't cash out after 30 days. Well, unfortunately, I got demonetized, and YouTube is just holding the Fireball 1 and 2 money until I'm remonetized. So I literally don't have access to any of that money. I never saw a penny. I never saw it. YouTube's holding it until I'm remonetized. Fireball 3 is a little different because after I was demonetized, I had to go through Stream Elements, like a third party. So people would donate to Stream Elements for Fireball 3. That money goes in. Unfortunately, I didn't properly set up my PayPal through Stream Elements. I'm an idiot. So I just thought that Stream Elements was kind of like the house of that, and I didn't realize PayPal was involved. So PayPal thinks that I'm doing fraud or something because I didn't verify my account properly. So all of the Fireball 3 donations were sent back to the people that donated. So again, I don't have that money. But the people that actually donated got their money back. So people, again, want to smear my name and act like I'm a scammer. But in reality, I'm throwing my hands up being like, what do you guys want me to do? Pay out of pocket? Which I was willing to actually pay out of pocket for Fireball 3.
How much money are we talking about here?
Fireball 1, so Fireball 2, the winner would have got $1,300. Fireball 1, the winner would have got $800. Fireball 3, the winner would have got like $1,000.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm throwing my hands up being like, motherfuckers, like, what do you want me to do? Pay out of pocket? What I was hoping to do, I reapplied for monetization back in December. I got denied. But if I were to get remonetization, Fireball 1 and 2 winners would have got their money, and then I would have paid out of pocket for the Fireball 3 winner because it was my mistake. So it's like, again, people want to frame me as this fucking scammer, but it's like, I feel like it's out of my hands. I don't even have that fucking money. But like, if their argument is for me to pay out of pocket, it's like, well, I disagree with that.
Right. I'm sort of on the fence with the Fireball 3, I think you should have been able to figure it out. I think Fireball was a good idea. I think you should have kept having on everyone. The bullshit of you not being able to have on people like Ralph and just random people that you wanted. I think Fireball 2, you had random cozy people on. You had all kinds of people on. Then you were told you couldn't have those people on. What do you say to that people say it was a pussy move to not have whoever you wanted on, especially since every Fireball got demonetized anyway?
I understand. I get it.
Is there going to be a return of Fireball?
I would like to do one eventually. I've always said that I want to return when all of the money is returned to me so I can pay people out. I think it would be kind of gross of me to like promote and put on another Fireball 4 when Fireball 1, 2, and 3 winners haven't been paid out. And another layer to that, it's like I don't know if I want to give these motherfuckers, something like that. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of the motherfuckers on Fireball, it's like I fucking can't stand. So it's like I'll do it, but it's a lot's up.
So you're saying Fireball 1 and 2 is still in limbo?
A Fireball 1 and 2, the winnings, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when YouTube demonetizes your channel, all of your monthly payouts that month are going to be held by Google. So I never got paid out for that month. So that's why I haven't seen it, because they're just holding it until I'm remonetized by them.
It's just bizarre. Okay. I just can't believe that YouTube could hold money for like 6 months in some kind of account. Like
They'll hold the money forever until you're remonetized. It's always been like that.
That's kind of wild. So they don't even return the money to the people who paid.
No, they flat out steal it.
Well, that does sound like
shocked?
YouTube.
Are we shocked? Right. It's like I'm not shocked by that.
So I'm getting a lot of questions that I'm trying to read, but a lot of random questions. A lot of questions about Keemstar being a Jew, saying he's pretends to forget his wallet, doesn't buy food for the house, things like that. Do you have any comments on Keem not buying food for the house? I thought this was bizarre. You said you would buy food to bring to Keemstar's house.
Yeah, I would go to Keemstar's house and they would have literally nothing to eat, and I was like, I can't live like this. So I started to come up and literally bring groceries and groceries and groceries of food, and shared it with everybody there. So they didn't have fucking bread. They didn't have fucking literally anything to eat. Anything. I mean that. Anything. The only thing to eat half the time is if you drove 45 minutes to fucking Tim Hortons. That's it. So I would bring up groceries for everybody so we could eat and not fucking starve. That's just the fucking truth. It's also funny that they claimed that I was a terrible house guest while doing all of this. So,
were you well, it sounds like you weren't a great house guest. You were fucking bitches in Keemstar's bed. Yeah, I don't know. I gotta admit, I'd be maybe a little upset about that. But if Keemstar was in the next room, I don't know. It seems like maybe he enjoyed that. So,
yeah, he was listening.
Apparently, Keemstar is listening in the next room to a threesome. That kind of blows my mind.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I acted degenerate, but I never acted evil or gross. So, people can say what they want. I'm going to take my lashings. I think it's kind of all funny. I'll be okay. I'm not too worried about it.
I'm going to put out a poll for if people will ever get paid out for Fireball. We'll see what the audience have to say. I don't know if you're going to win that poll.
That's all right.
I'm going to say some names. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind.
Okay.
Nicholas Dioria.
I think he's a little pig. I think he's a little squealer. I think he'll do anything to throw anybody under the bus if it personally benefits him.
Okay. Edwin.
I think they are. I think they're going after Edwin because Edwin's been pro Salvo for a few months, and this is their time to kind of again make sure that he's hurt or whatever. I like Edwin though. I'm not gonna shit talk Edwin. I'm not gonna turn my back on Edwin. I think it's fucking retarded that they're going after him about my sexting, which is kind of weird. I like Edwin though.
Do you feel bad that Edwin has been dragged through the mud? It seems like they've identified the weak link in Edwin, and now they're all descending upon him.
Yeah, I mean that is what they're doing.
You know, Diorio messaging him during streams, trying to trip him up, then calling him out on stuff.
and it's like here's the thing: I've never been friends with these people that Edwin has been friends with, right? So Edwin has had a different relationship with all of these people that are now turning his back on him and kind of like painting him in this unfair light. So that's another angle that I kind of get and I guess sympathize with Edwin, where it's like kind of shocking for him, I guess.
Someone wants to know: did you and Edwin hold hands while you railed and had that threesome on that chick?
No.
Aw.
No.
No bro moments.
No.
Next name, Zylie.
Oh my god. I think she's fucking hot and I want to fuck her.
Zylie hot and get ready. Get a piss video ready, Zylie.
Yeah, like Zylie, like I can
get in that bathtub, Zylie. Get your head in that toilet, sweetheart.
I feel like she'd be a passionate lover that like I would love to like make sweet love to. Honestly, for real.
I think she would be a passionate lover. I think Zylie, when you say a bitch has got to be into anything, I think Zylie really would give it her all. I really do.
I think she would too.
And I love you, Zylie. I do. I love you, Zylie. Don't hate me.
I've always liked Zylie. She doesn't like me, which is very sad.
Michael Alberto.
I like Alberto. I think he's always been so fair and honest to Salvo Pancakes. I like him. He's a good little boy.
Now, how do you feel about his interviewing skills where he only knows things to ask if he gets a super chat for it?
Yeah, I talked to Alberto about this months ago because I would see his panels, right? He needs to work on kind of making sure that he knows what to ask. I don't think he's a good interviewer, but he's young and he can work on it if it's something he wants to work on.
I just eat something, Michael. Please, God, just
Very
eat something.
skinny.
He looks like
Very
he
skinny.
was in a concentration camp. Otherwise, I think he's all right. He seems to be the most innocent, I suppose, of the creators out there. He just seems very naive, like he just doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Somehow he got himself into streaming. I don't really know how, but Jesse was on with you yesterday. I fucking can't stand Jesse. I wish he'd.
What do I think? I don't know too much of Jesse. I think that he fills a good role on the internet.
Really?
Hey, he fills a role that I find entertaining at times. With that being said, I haven't had any like sort of like real personal experiences with him. Obviously, I know of him, and I know about some of the things he does. But the internet's the internet, and I'm here for entertainment, and I like entertaining people one way or the other. So I always get a kick out of people not liking other people for things. So it's like, I don't know specifically what he did to you or why you don't like him, but
I just can't stand him.
Problem with him yet.
I just can't stand him. I think he's no content. He wants desperately to insert himself into things, but he doesn't really have any talent. He wants to emulate Red Bar. He wants to attach himself to Ralph. He wants to attach himself to Dick Masterson, all these people, but just doesn't got it. I just don't think he's got it. I think he should just hang it up and get a real job. That's my
All right.
that's my take on Jesse. Speaking of Ralph.
What do I think of Ralph? Again, sort of like in the same scope as, Jesse. It's like you can say what you want about the human Ralph is. Ultimately, if I don't have any sort of personal human sort of connection to Ralph, I'm not too worried about what he does online. I think he's done some shitty stuff before, but again, he's an online entertainer, and that's what I kind of take everyone as, because that's kind of the space I operate in. I think he's very entertaining, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I think you should take some notes from Ralph. As far as Ralph goes, Ralph is a guy who's basically self-destructed every few months and has somehow been able to channel that into insanely entertaining arcs. Has been able to improve. I would say Ralph 3 years ago to Ralph now is like a different person. He really knows how to channel that energy, that insanity, into being really entertaining. And he knows how to turn controversy into content. And so that would be, my advice to you, and to take some notes out of the Ralph playbook in that. I think he actually was giving you solid advice. Go to war.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to hide from anything. I'm not trying to lie I've been doing like a 3-day media tour because I want to talk about it. I didn't talk about this quote unquote fucking controversy for 10 days, but now it's like, I'll probably do 1 or 2 more streams, and I'll 1 or 2 more like of this media tour, and then I'll go back to doing what I'm doing on my main channel, and I'll talk about the things that I want to talk about. And if it's this, it's I think it'll be good. Because look at my competition out there. It's like you can choose who to watch. If you want an entertaining fucking show, you'll come to the Salvo Pancakes channel every single time.
Well, I agree. The competition is pretty sparse. You definitely have an audience ripe for the picking. Let's see. I got a lot more names on here. Augie, who I can't stand.
I can't stand him either.
Skeletor, he streams from his closet. Zoomer Takes is basically basically Augie is what Flamenco wishes he was.
I mean, they were best friends. They went on vacation together. Let's not forget that. They went on fucking vacation together.
That's pretty creepy, isn't it?
So creepy. And it's you can kind of make the assumption that Augie, was hanging out with a pedophile and is a bad he's a bad judge of character.
Do you think anything sexual happened on that vacation between Augie and Flamenco?
No, but Augie had his roommate Connor there, and Connor is also one of these like secret sex pests. So yeah. I believe that Connor probably fucked Flamenco.
Well, I thought that Augie and Connor were in like a secret homosexual relationship.
Well,
Since
I think
I've
that
never
they are,
seen Augie. I've never seen Augie ever be attracted to a woman, so I just kind of assume that that's what's going on there.
Yeah, no, he's not attracted to women, and he's probably gay, and I think Connor's probably gay, and they probably sucked and fucked each other. But Connor apparently is flying women in to fuck and sexting just as much as me, which is quite interesting. It's all coming out.
I didn't know that. I don't know really anything about Augie.
Yeah.
Except that he streams from his closet, and I find him insufferable, and I know that Flamenco is like obsessed with wanting to be him, even though he's like 35.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, we'll transition Flamenco.
Flamenco is so pathetic. He's he's been like a lifetime loser. He's always failed at literally everything he's always done. So those guys, they'll always will be around, but now we know who he is because he was masked under Augie RFC for so long. But, people like you and I, we kind of expose that fucker, and he'll be around, and he'll be always just fun to laugh at.
Do you think he'll stick around, or do you think he'll hang it up?
He'll stick around. He'll stick around. It's all that he's got. He's an online freak, man. It's all that he's got.
He definitely
He'll
has
always
no
will be
self-awareness, right?
No self-awareness. No self-awareness. No self-awareness. And he's just bad at everything. He's bad at what he does.
Yeah. I was most creeped out by the fact that he pretended to be like he was fresh out of high school. And
Well,
it
it's
turns out he was
disgusting
35.
knowing what we know about that fucking little pedophile, right?
Like,
That
he was
where
like,
he's
Augie,
lying
me and
about
you were
being
the
out of high
same
school.
age, right? And it turns out, no, Fagmenko, you're
Yeah.
35. You're not the same age as Augie.
He probably would have raped Augie if he could.
I think he would have. I think something sexual happened on that trip.
I think they probably all fucked each other. It's so weird to take a trip with a pedophile.
It's very strange. And they went to go see Destiny, of all people, which is even more bizarre.
I know, it is weird.
Tommy C, who's been kicking around for a very long time. Never really understood the appeal of Tommy, but what are your feelings on
I like
C?
Tommy. I like Tommy. I like Tommy.
Nothing else, huh? Just
He's I think again, like he fills a certain role. I like Tommy. He's always been fair and honest to me. If people are fair and honest to me and they're not like complete fucking scumbags, liars, bad people, I'll be fair and honest to them too.
How about Gator?
I don't know anything about Gator.
No
I don't
one
know
does.
anything about Gator. I've never even heard him talk. I only heard the name around flamenco. Literally.
No one does. That's a typical response for Gator. Gator, nobody knows who you are. You're irrelevant. Next, Nick Rekieta. Nick Rekieta has paralleled you in a lot of ways. He's been caught in the cookie jar with his hand in the cookie jar. Him and his wife have been caught going to hedonism during a cuckolding weekend. On the same day as a cuckolding weekend, Nick has been caught sticking bottles up his ass for his locals fans, sending nudes of him and his wife to fans. I believe 2 days ago, he accidentally leaked a chat with a fan where she was sending pictures of her vagina.
Yeah, they sound like a couple I would like to party with.
Yeah. He says, he's only got 14 good years left. He was coming down from MDMA from his birthday weekend. Are you going to party with Nick Rekieta? I know there's some controversy between you and Rackets.
If Nick Rekieta, so we've had some like a fun back and forth. I always like during our back and forth, I always felt like he kind of got it and like was kind of playing into it. Someone get this to Nick Rekieta. Nick Rekieta, I'm down to hang out IRL with you and your wife.
That's not a response I was quite expecting. But Rackets, you got a
They
party
sound
buddy.
fun. Hey, I got nothing else to lose in my life. Let's hang out, Nick Rekieta.
It's a little more disturbing because Rackets has 5 kids, but
Yeah, I get that. But,
he was always expounding Christian virtues, and their kids are homeschooled and stuff, and he's completely lost his mind. But okay, you found a party buddy in Salvo, Racket. Good to know.
I hope he hits me up.
Josh Moon. Do you know anything of Josh Moon?
Yeah, I know Josh Moon. I know about Josh Moon. Kind of followed him a little bit during the whole flamenco saga thing. I think that he does an important thing with something like Kiwi Farms.
What?
I think having virtues in complete freedom of speech is important. Even if a lot of it does go bad.
We hate Josh Moon here.
I know you guys do. And I get it. And it's like I don't know much about Josh Moon. I truly don't. I don't know much about Josh Moon.
He's flamenco tier, I believe, but he hides behind freedom of speech.
Yeah. See, I don't know much about him. All I know is Kiwi Farms, and say what you want about Kiwi Farms. I think something that is kind of principled in freedom of speech is a good thing. Again,
Yes.
I'm not on Kiwi Farms.
Well, that's
I
that's his whole selling point, but it's not really about freedom of speech for Josh. It's about troll shielding himself on a forum, and he says it's freedom of speech, but it's really
Yeah,
people that he doesn't like.
And I've heard that, and I think maybe people in this chat, and maybe you too, kind of clearly know way more about all that than me, because it's not something like, it's like I don't watch Mad at the Internet. I'm not on Kiwi Farm, so it's like I kind of get the watered down version at the time it gets to me.
Okay. Any final thoughts on Keem? He's my last one on the list.
I literally have too much to say. Too much to say about Keem. Too much to say about Keem. And I got to be careful because he is very litigious.
He's very litigious.
Yeah, which sucks, and it is kind of like a bully move by him, because a lot of the time it's all that he has. So I do kind of want to be careful currently about how I speak about Keem, because he's very litigious. But I'm gonna burn him. I'm gonna burn that bridge eventually. I think there's no reason to.
So there's no reconciliation with Keem.
No. There's no reconciliation. He's done everything in his power to burn me at every fucking opportunity lately, and I'm gonna do my best to burn his ass.
Well, that's fair enough. I feel that we've. One of the chat wants to know what's your favorite Elder Scrolls race.
I don't know. I don't play video games. I have no idea.
Well, there you go, chat. I think I basically got all the questions out of the way that I wanted to ask that I could think of at the time. We've learned that Salvo is down to dunk Lady Racket's head in the toilet.
Yes.
Anytime. Nick, just hit Salvo up on Twitter or any other space.
Yeah. I'll hit him up. I appreciate you having me, buddy.
I appreciate you coming back. I really thought I lost you there. It made for some interesting content hearing me kind of freak out that you weren't coming back, I'm sure. I'm sure that's going to get clipped. Any final words?
No final words. I'll be back on youtube.com/@TeddyFresh. I'll be there.
Teddy Fresh. Okay.
Yep.
Thank you. I appreciate you for coming on. And
thanks, man.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. And have a good day.